TMDR, muster, tender? Cruising for the first time can seem like you need to learn a whole new language, but don't worry, I have all the lingo that you need to learn before your first cruise. Number 1 is muster. Before the cruise can set sail, passengers must complete a muster drill. This used to be an in-person event and it was horrible. Now you just watch a video on your phone or in your stateroom and then go to your muster station to learn where to go. There they might show you how to put on your life jacket, or they'll just check you in to say you know where to go. If you have people in your family with accessibility issues, please learn how to get to your muster station via the stairs. I have a daughter with mobility issues, so we're so used to just using the elevator, but in an actual emergency, you cannot use the elevator, you need to use the stairs, so learn how to get to your muster station via the staircase. Also, if your family member cannot be carried by yourself, make sure you know who to contact and what the procedure will be in an actual emergency for getting them to their muster station. Number 2 is MDR. This is the main dining room where if you are choosing to have a nightly dinner in a dining room, this is where you're going to go. There's usually a rotating menu based on your itinerary, and it is a complimentary venue for you to eat at. We personally choose the buffet over the main dining room just because of my daughter's need to eat when she wants to eat, but it can be a lovely experience for lots of families. Number 3 is specialty dining. These are premium pay venues that you can go to for dinner instead. These you do need to book in advance, either when you're on the ship or prior to your sailing, and they do have an extra cost. But these are, like I said, a premium dining. So often like a steakhouse or like an Italian restaurant that is a lot more fancier, but it comes at a cost. We personally do not eat at specialty dining. We just are too cheap, to be honest. Even places like Johnny Rockets, we won't go to ever again. It's just not for us. But I know for a lot of people, they prefer to have a more upscale restaurant or maybe to treat themselves for a special occasion. So specialty dining is definitely something that people enjoy. Number 4 is a pier runner. You never want to be a pier runner. Pier runners are people that basically have left coming back to the ship to the last possible moment, and they are running down the pier in order to catch the ship before it leaves port. Often people are watching out their balconies or up on deck and clapping and cheering when they board, or clapping and cheering when they miss the ship. Do not be a pier runner. Number 5 is cabin or stateroom. This simply is your hotel room at sea. This is where you have your beds, your bathroom, all that kind of fun stuff. Cruise lines offer a variety of types of staterooms. We tend to choose interior cabins because that's what suits my family best, but you can also get a balcony or an ocean view or even a whole suite. Check them all out and see what works best for you, and they all come with different amenities and options to choose from. Number 6 is the Lido Deck. Almost all cruise ships have a Lido Deck, so make sure you check your deck plans to find out where yours is. But basically, this is the deck where everything is happening. This is the main deck for swimming and sunbathing. Also, there's often dining venues there. Often the buffet is at that level as well. There's the sail away parties and other activities that happen on the Lido Deck, so make sure you know where it is so that way you can get there whenever you need to. Number 7 is the sail away party. Just mentioned that sail away parties usually happen on the Lido Deck, and this is just a grand celebration to celebrate the fact that you are leaving on your voyage. There's usually music and dancing and just a whole bunch of fun happening on deck, so make sure not to miss it. Number 8 is shore excursions. Simply put, these are your adventures that you have while you're in port. You can book these through your cruise line, and then you have some benefits such as guaranteed return to ship, or you can book them through a third-party vendor. I recommend Viator. I recommend Viator because they have free cancellation, a book now, pay later option, as well as tons of reviews for your excursions. Now, I do have an affiliate program with them, so go check out the link down below if you're interested in checking them out. But it is a better option than just sticking always to your cruise line because you might not always have the different options that have a little bit more variety to them compared to booking through a third party such as Viator. If you have someone in your family that has special needs or mobility issues, make sure you check through the excursion to see if there's an age limit, a mobility requirement, anything like that. If you do need accessible excursions, I highly recommend booking those directly through your ship so that way you can make sure that you have what you need in order to go on your excursion and not be disappointed. Number 9 is cruise director. Simply put, this is the person that runs like everything. You're going to see this person a ton. They usually do a lot of the entertainment. They'll pop up after shows to let you know what's happening the next day. And they're just like a fun personality that help direct all the activities going on. Number 10 is your cruise card, your key card, your SeaPass card. Depending on what cruise line you sail with, it all changes on what it's called. I have my SeaPass card right here from Royal Caribbean, and I'm not going to show you the other side because it has a lot of personal information on it. There's a lot of key information on it. It obviously has your name on it and your ship and your sail date, so that way they can identify you when you're getting back onto the cruise ship after an excursion or a port day. but it also has stuff like your muster station. So in an emergency, right on your cruise card, it shows where you're supposed to go. And it often will have stuff like your account number or anything like that. These cards are how you get in your room, how you make onboard purchases, and just like how they identify you getting on and off the ship. For some cruise lines, such as Princess, they're switching to a wearable device. This is amazing. As someone that went on Royal and got the WOW band, which was $10 and a waste of money, the medallion does it all. You walk up to your stateroom and it just magically opens the door. They can track you with it, which is kind of creepy, but also amazing because you can get food delivered with it. You can get your family members to know where you are, which let me tell you, being like, where's my brother at now? Oh, he's still in the hot tub is great. Anyway, I feel like more cruise lines need to move towards the wearable medallions or wearable technology devices because it is great. Royals, don't waste your money on the WOW band. If you want a video on that, let me know in the comments below, but don't. Last but not least is a tender and a tender port. So tenders basically are these tiny little boats that are usually often the evacuation boats or similar that need to take you from your ship to your port. This can happen for one of two reasons. Number one, there is no dock or no dock big enough. This often happens on private islands like Princess Key, just because they don't have a dock that they can then dock to get you on and off the ship. Instead, they use these little boats to get you on and off the island, and that's how you get to and from. The other reason is there are too many ships in port. This happened to us twice in Alaska and was a tiny bit frustrating. I mean, technically the one was a dock issue, but anyway, when there's too many ships in port and you have to tender in because they have to anchor, depending on the day and the timing of things, your ship might, for instance, start at a dock and then end up tendering later, or vice versa, where you start off not having a dock and then ships move around and then you can dock. Tendering isn't that complicated. Usually you just go and you get your tender ticket, you wait to be called, and then you get on these little boats and go back. And then when it's time to go back to your ship, you just get in line and go. The way it is complicated is if you have mobility issues or if someone in your family has mobility issues. If they rely completely on a wheelchair, unfortunately tendering is not usually an option. I've never seen it be an option. If you have a child like mine who requires a mobility device, but then you can remove them and carry them onto the tender, we have not had any issues. We've seen walkers also come on and off the tenders without issue as well. I think it just is the key thing is the person needs to be able to get on and off the tender without assistance or without assistance from crew. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more videos and check out this one right here because I think you're gonna like it.